and I'll start it.
Okay, there's no music or anything, right?
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me the endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me, Judy.
I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding.
This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the squares of the cities, in the shadow of a steeple, I see my brothers, I see my people, and some are angry, but some are wondering if this land was made for you and me. That was Woody's verse. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. The sun came shining as I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, the dust clouds rolling, as the fog was lifting boys came chanting, this land was made for you and me. You can sing it with us. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful July 4th weekend and celebrate this wonderful, wonderful country of ours.
Wow, Shabbat Shalom. We did get a lot of mileage out of our Poland and his lovely wife. Hope everyone had a wonderful 4th. Do the candles with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Lalikne Shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. A lot of Pinkinson and Donna Paul. And Janice, who's answering all of you. Hi.
What about your father and me?
Well, I thought you were going to come on and say and give everyone a Shabbat Shalom too. Shabbat Shalom to my parents in California, Lady Jeff and Rabbi Ram.
Jerry Ram.
I call him Ram now.
I've given up with that. But Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Nice to see you.
It's great to see you, Chelsea, you beautiful doll.
It's great to see you.
Thank you. I will now get into the service with the reading of a prayer from our collective hearts over here. Here goes. Please, Lord, may I pray in an orthodox way, for I know what it is I am trying to say. But in reading and bowing and rising by text and remembering in order that which comes next, I become so engrossed by the ritual and rite that the essence of prayer is lost from my sight. While attempting to follow by rote as we're led, I feel that I'm worshiping ritual instead. Forgive me, Lord, if my indoctrination seems weak and there is no ancient language I speak. But Lord, would you listen if only I took words from my mouth? Heart. Words from my heart instead of a book. For I find no liturgy that for me can replace my own heartfelt words for your merciful grace. Then, Lord, without eloquence, I raise up my hand and pray to you simply. Please, Lord, understand.
Very nice. And
how do I look? Oh, there I am.
Very nice. You look
and
very
it's
nice.
Time to welcome the Sabbath bride. And Chelsea's going to do that with L'cha Dodi.
And who more appropriate at this time to sing the Sabbath bride than our Sabbath bride, our new Sabbath bride. the beautiful Chelsana.
Green one.
And Shabbat Shalom to Robin Schachter Gore, who's with us. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. Everyone, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי בא אורך קומי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני הליך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני סגולה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
That was lovely, Jeff.
And she's
Oh,
here.
yeah.
The bride is here.
Thank you, my
She's
darling.
visiting all of us. Doug Cohen and Ronnie, Shabbat Shalom. It's great to have you with us. We feel your
Yeah, and
presence.
it's Ronnie's birthday this month.
Yay!
Yes, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, we hope and we pray that the celebration of this Shabbat may give us strength to all of us and to our people Israel. The Shema, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Chelsana.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, לעולם ועד, ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אלוהים מצווך היום על לבביך, ושינתם לבדיך, ודיברת בעם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובקומך, ושרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Yes, Shema.
You shall love the Lord your God with all your mind, with all your strength, and with all your being.
The path to the love of God is through the love of others. I do not love God until I love my neighbor as myself.
Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart.
Jewish faith unites mind and heart, even as my mind seeks to understand life's meaning. So may my life show love for all created things.
Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up.
We do not teach our children by words alone. May I make my life and actions into good teachings, for in my conduct I must exemplify Torah.
Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God.
Each mitzvah is a way to holiness. The mitzvot elevate our humanity. Let me learn to use them to magnify the divine in myself and in the world. And to do Hashkivenu, we have Sadie Tanner Rose. And she's been with us before, and she has a delightful voice and a young, beautiful girl. Okay.
I thank you so much once again. Hashkivenu and its English lyrics are beautiful. Hashkivenu, help us to lie down in peace and wake up secure in your love. Spread your sheltering peace over us. Guide us with your own good counsel. Be a shield around us, turning away enemies, disease, violence, hunger, and sorrow. Remove the evil temptations that surround us. Keep us safe in the shadow of your wings.
You want me to read something? Oh, watch over us as we come and go in life, so that we may live in peace now and forever. Spread your sheltering peace over us. You spread the shelter of peace over us, Israel, and all the world. Beautiful. Well, nothing like having something thrown to you in the middle. But anyway, it's a beautiful piece. I love that, explaining Hashkibeinu. And I was going to do the Shabbat when God made the world. Okay?
Do it, please.
Okay. When God made the world, he made it full of light, the sun to shine by day, the moon and stars by night. He made it full of life, lilies, oaks, and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and apes. And God took clay from earth's four corners to give it the breath of life. And he said, "This is very good." Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, child resemble God. Like God we love, like God we think, like God we care. Okay, that's a beautiful piece.
Yes, and you read it beautifully as
thank
well.
you, Minnie.
God
Very
love you.
nice.
Lorraine Goldberg is with us.
Oh,
And Katie Haber, too.
oh, Lorraine, we love you so much from all of us. And Katie, of course, you're part of the family. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom. Are you going to do your sermon?
Oh, do I have to? You know, I decided today,
Yeah.
because there is so much anti-Semitism that filters through every college campus, etc., and all of us are very concerned with the rise, and it's been rising sadly throughout the country. So I thought of going back to 1933. And Germany, because that's where the rise of anti-Semitism really started in such a harmful, terrible, devastating way. And today it's growing again with Nazis walking around here, not in our house, but walking around the country and spewing anti-Semitic remarks. And I thought I would talk about years ago in 1933, emboldened by Hitler's rise to power. It was fueled by the Great Depression. Anti-Semitism grew throughout the United States as it is grown today. And over 100 anti-Semitic organizations sprung up across the country, protected by the Constitution's First Amendment. They held public rallies, paraded through the streets in uniforms carrying Nazi flags, published scurrilous magazines, and openly flaunted their hatred for Jews. They worried what happened in Germany could easily happen in America. It can? Well, indeed it can. One group of American Jews who had no compunctions about meeting the anti-Semites head-on were a fraction of the Jewish people. They were, my friends, Jewish gangsters. Not bound by conventional rules and constitutional legalities, they took direct and violent action against the Jew haters. Nazi Bund rallies in New York City in the late 1930s with 20,000 members. The Nazi Bund was the largest anti-Semitic group in the nation. They organized large public rallies and marched to drumbeats wearing brown shirts and swastikas and carrying Nazi flags. Jewish leaders wanted the meeting stopped but could not do so legally. Nathan Perlman, a judge and former Republican congressman, was one Jewish leader who believed that the Jews should demonstrate more militant stand. In 1935, he contacted Meyer Lansky, a leading organized crime figure born on the 4th of July, 1935, and asked him to help. The judge assured Lansky that money and legal assistance would be put at his disposal. The only stipulation be that no Nazi be killed. You can go, you can talk, you can frighten them, but you are not to kill any Nazi. Lansky reluctantly agreed. No killing, he said. Always very sensitive about anti-Semitism, Lansky was acutely aware of what the Nazis were doing to Jews. He said, I was a Jew and I felt for those Jews in Europe who were suffering. They were my brothers. Lansky refused the judge's offer of money and assistance. Lansky rounded up some of his tough associates around New York, disrupting Nazi meetings. Young Jews not connected to him or the rackets also volunteered to help. And Lansky taught others how to use their fists and handle themselves in a fight. Lansky's crews worked professionally. Nazi arms, legs, and ribs were broken and skulls cracked. But holding to their promise, no one died. After a series of attacks, the Bundists protested having their meetings violently broken up and asked Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia, the Little Flower, for protection from Jewish mobsters. LaGuardia agreed under certain conditions. The Bundists could not wear their uniforms, sing their songs, display the swastikas and Nazi flag, and could not march to beating drums. The Bundists agreed to his terms. LaGuardia confined their parades to Yorkville and in New York and assigned Jewish and African American policemen to patrol the route. The Nazi Bund was also active across the river in Newark. Abner Longy Zwilman, a Jew who bossed the rackets in that city, was not about to let Nazis operate with impunity in his territory. In 1934, he turned to Nat Arno, a Jewish ex-prizefighter. Arno recruited through Newark Jews and ex-boxers, and the group saw to it that no Nazi Bund meeting would be held in New Jersey. Arno and his men monitored the movement of the Nazis, and after finding out where their meetings were held, would break them up. Arno had financial and political support in these forays from Longy Zwilman. That was a name I hadn't heard before. In those days, Zwilman controlled Newark's police. And whenever the Bund met, the police informed of the time and place and conveniently abandoned their posts, so the Nazis were left unguarded. Well, God bless the cops. God bless our Jewish gangsters at the time. Today, of course, there are no Jewish gangsters. The Nazi Mamzers were meeting one night, and Nat Arno and his friends went and threw some stink bombs into the rooms where they were meeting. As they came out of the room, running from horrible odor of the stink bombs and running down the steps to escape, Arno and his boys were lined up on both sides and started hitting them with their bats and iron bars. In Chicago, blonde and blue-eyed Herb Bryn, who worked as a crime reporter for the city press, joined the local Nazi party as a spy for the Anti-Defamation League. He joined the Nazi party on Western Avenue across from Riverview Park. It was a hotbed of Nazi activity. From 1938 through 1939, Bryn kept the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, informed about Nazi activities. Minneapolis, Minnesota was also a center of anti-Semitism during the 1930s, except the problem there was William Dudley Pelley's pro-Nazi Silver Shirt Legion. A California native, Pelley was a former screenwriter, crime reporter, novelist, and magazine journalist. He hated President Roosevelt and wanted to rescue America from an international Jewish communist conspiracy. Pelley claimed he created the silver shirts to save America as Mussolini and his black shirts saved Italy, and his Hitler and his brown shirts saved Germany. Minneapolis had a long history of anti-Semitism and was one of the few American cities to bar Jews from service clubs such as the Rotaries, Kiwanis, and Lions, and civic welfare organizations. Because of Minneapolis's anti-Jewish tradition, Pelley felt it would be easy to gain a foothold there. At the time, the city's gambling czar was a guy named David Berman, an associate and sometimes rival of Isidor Blumenfeld, head of an all-Jewish crime syndicate. Berman despised anti-Semites and was determined to destroy the silver shirts. He found out where the silver shirts were meeting and prepared his men for a raid. Meanwhile, he notified his men that the next time he heard about a meeting, they were going to break it up. A call came one evening to Berman's bookkeeping operation in the Radisson Hotel. The caller informed Berman of a meeting of silver shirts at 8 o'clock that evening at the Elks Lodge. Berman immediately called his men. Be at the office at 7 p.m. and bring anybody and everything you've got, he said. When his men arrived, Berman distributed brass knuckles and clubs. He and his men drove in a convoy of Cadillacs to the Elks Lodge and waited for the right moment to attack. As soon as the silver shirt leader mounted the podium and began shouting for an end to all the Jews in the city, Berman and his men charged through the door, began beating every silver shirt within reach. The meeting turned into pandemonium, with the audience screaming and running for the exits, followed by every silver shirt still able to stand. The attack lasted 10 minutes. When it was over, Berman, his suit covered with blood, took the microphone. "This is a warning," he said in a cold, controlled voice. "Anybody who says anything against Jews gets the same treatment. Only next time, it'll be worse. Anybody who says anything against Jews gets the same treatment," he said in a controlled and cold voice. "Anybody who says anything against Jews gets the same treatment. Only next time, it'll be much worse." He then took a pistol out, fired a shot into the air. He and his men left the hall. Berman and Blumenfeld paid off the police, and there never were any arrests connected with the incident. The silver shirts and Bundis and the Nazi Bundes were also active on the West Coast, especially where we are now, in Los Angeles. Although a few in number, they were noisy and brazen and alarmed the city's Jewish community. During the fight of Nazi activity in the summer of 1938, West Coast mobster Mickey Cohn, and he had a beautiful house. We used to pass it all the time, say that's where Mickey Cohn lived. During the height of Nazi activity in the summer of 1938, Mickey Cohn was serving a short sentence in the Los Angeles County Jail. He happened to be sitting in the bullpen, which is a barred enclosure where prisoners are kept temporarily, waiting to go to court, when Robert Noble, a notorious local Nazi Bundist, and another Nazi were brought in for questioning. Cohen knew what Noble was, and Noble knew who Cohen was. And the police made a terrible mistake of sitting the anti-Semites near Cohen and leaving them alone. In his memoir, Cohen tells what then happened. The two Nazis tried to move away, but Cohen grabbed them before they could. "I started bouncing their heads together," he recalled. "With the two of them, you'd think they'd put up a fight, but they didn't do nothing. So I'm going over them pretty good. The windup is that they're climbing up on the bars, both of them, and I'm trying to pull them down. Now they're screaming and hollering so much everybody thinks it's a riot," said Cohen. The noise and tumult brought the police on the run. By this time, Mickey had moved back to his seat and nonchalantly reading a newspaper. The officer in charge went over to Cohen and demanded to know what happened. "What are you asking me for?" said Cohen. "I'm sitting here reading the newspaper. Them two guys got into a fight with each other. I don't know what happened. I didn't want to mix in." After he was released, Cohen enjoyed telling his friends how good he felt about beating up anti-Semites. As news of the incident spread, Cohen began getting calls from Jewish organizations and leaders asking him to oppose the Nazis. One of the callers was a Jewish judge who informed Mickey about a Nazi Bund meeting. "I told him right away," said Cohen, "don't worry about it." Cohen gathered some of his Jewish mobster friends and raided the Nazi meeting. We went over and grabbed everyone in sight, beat the heck out of them, and broke them up as best we could, said Cohen. Nobody could pay me for this work. It was my patriotic duty, he said. There ain't no amount of money to buy them kind of things. What do Jewish communal thinkers think about this? Publicly, they evince shame and horror as the criminal activities and notoriety of the gangsters were epitomized. The bad Jew, the evildoer who would bring hatred on the whole community. Privately, he appreciated the mobsters who boldly took action against the Nazis and anti-Semites. Although the gangsters may have distressed the Jewish establishment, they did earn the admiration of the Jewish man on the street, especially among Jewish youngsters. The Nazis are gone, my friends, but anti-Semitism continues to thrive on college campuses, on social media, parades in cities such as Baltimore, and shootings in Baltimore, in synagogues in Pittsburgh, swastikas on corners, the overpass of freeways. It's here in LA. It has been. Anti-Semitism has not slowed down. It's picked up more noise, more shootings, more beatings. Where, my friends, are the present-day Lanskys, our Cohens, our Bermans? I know you're out there. And if you are, and if you're watching tonight, I beg you to call me, contact me. As I have some Jewish patriotic work for you guys to do. I don't have much money, but believe me, the satisfaction you get after beating their heads together will be worth your while. So call me. There's some work to be done. Shabbat Shalom. God bless you all. And Amen.
Amen. Wow. Okay, calling all Jewish mobsters. Please check in.
Well, I don't mean that like
You don't?
the days. No,
Actually,
not the days of Lansky and.
I never knew that.
Well, not a lot of people did, and
Yeah,
I
it's
read.
interesting.
Yeah, I did some reading as soon as I saw the papers and the Anti-Defamation League coming out with the notice of how many anti-Semites attacks there are on the Jewish people.
Mhm.
And it's rising. It's in college dormitories. It's all over.
It is.
And well, obviously, I'm not asking. It was tongue in cheek to ask for thugs out there to beat them up.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
As you know,
Group we are.
I'm enamored by the old Jewish mob.
well, we're not a people, as we've learned, who do not sit back and watch this happen.
Yeah.
So we are doing it, and maybe it doesn't get much attention and much publicity, but we do arouse our ire, our anger, and take it out on anti-Semites as it should be.
Yeah.
So all you people out there, if you want to know where to go, which meetings to bust up, don't call me because
Scott
I don't
Scott
want to be part
Miles
and parcel of it. But
Scott
we got to
Miles
do
wrote this
better.
sermon. Scott
We-
Miles.
The,
Yeah.
the government's got to do better. Our cities have to do better to crack down on anti-Semites.
I know.
Hatred in general.
Hatred in
Scott-
general, but those who are attacking.
Scott Miles says, incredible sermon, Rabbi, amazing history. Debbie Lewin says, Shabbat Shalom, miss you so much, hope you are well. Jeff, you look beautiful.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and that's true. And Scott Miles is
He's a dear.
he's a very special friend.
Shabbat Shalom, Gail,
Who I'm sorry,
Debbie, and Scott.
Gail Rund is also watching.
and
Okay.
but
And Michael and Lynn.
Wonderful.
Shabbat Shalom.
Michael and Lynn, of course, they have to listen. They're dear friends. But Scott and his wife, Rabbi Zoe, God bless her. She has a great conversation in L.A.
Congregation.
What did I say?
Conversation.
Well, if you
She's
get in
also
a
good at that.
conversation with her, it's terrific.
You also just got her book on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, the book. I have it upstairs and I will bring it with me next service. Look it up anyway.
Maybe we can do some readings from it.
We will. Okay.
Yeah.
Look up. God bless her. And it's a wonderful book. And Amazon. You call up Amazon and look up the book by Zoe. Only it's her.
The title itself is intriguing. I saw it in the I saw it in the Amazon cart, and I thought, who's gonna read this? I'm interested.
Yeah. So just look for Zoe.
Zoe
and the book she wrote.
Well, Scott, call us back and give her the name. Give us the name. The author name she uses is the name that everyone knows her at the.
Rabbi Zoe Klein Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, Rabbi Zoe Klein Miles. That's right, Rabbi Zoe Klein Miles, and it's a wonderful read. Although I haven't started it yet because I recently got it and I've been so darn busy. But right after this service, I'm going to read it, and next week I'll do a review on it. Next month,
I'll be happy.
I'll do
to
a
read
review on it.
That's right.
Zoe, God bless you, and you married a great guy.
Totally.
He was a dear friend of mine.
And she's a prize herself. Yeah.
Yes. And Lorraine Goldberg says, my father-in-law was Mickey Cohen's boxing manager before he became a mobster.
Oh, wow. Yo, Lorraine. You're such a history girl.
I didn't know that. We got to talk. Oh, got to see this more. Oh, my gosh. But he was a good Jew. So, aside from the terrible things he did, his heart was Jewish and he could not take anyone beating up on the Jews. And we need perhaps more Mickey Cohens at this time.
You know, I was looking at our book while you were giving your sermon.
You weren't listening to me?
I was listening to you, but I thought this should really, I mean, it's hopeful, you know. And
the Elena? Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead? My wife will now read the English
of the Aleinu.
Of Aleinu L'Shabeach. Okay.
We believe in tomorrow. We believe that we have the power to make tomorrow different from today. We believe that poverty need not be permanent and that nations need not learn war anymore. We believe in people despite all that we know about them. We believe in the coming of the Messianic age when there will be a time of peace, a time of justice, and a time of contentment for all who live on earth. We believe that we can have a share in bringing the Masonic age closer by the way in which we live. The world may smile at our dreams, but no matter, we still believe. We are Jews. We persist in our belief that the human being was created not for evil, but for good, not a curse, but a precious blessing.
That was beautifully read. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and
I
I think in our next newsletter, we should definitely put that in. I think people, we read it in shul, but
it's very meaningful.
it is meaningful, and whoever wrote Aleinu, I'm sure it was inspired by God, and it was very beautiful.
Okay, it's my time.
Wait. Before we go there, because I just wanted to say something, because we are going into something celebratory, right?
Yes.
Well, I have just come back from honeymoon with Abe, and we last minute went to Savannah. We were supposed to go to Vermont, but it was supposed to rain and be cold every day we were going to be there. So I quickly changed our honeymoon to Savannah, and got this beautiful Magen David in Savannah at the Reform Synagogue out there, the third oldest synagogue in the States, and it's Gothic style. It's beautiful. We had a tour there, and it was really interesting. And it's, if you ever go to Savannah, you got to go to the synagogue. It's not to be missed. But I wanted to wear this for you guys just to share a little bit of my memory of my honeymoon.
Give us a close up, Chelsea. It's hard, I know, but beautiful. And the pictures were beautiful of the synagogue too.
My the pictures of you and Abe were also extremely beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. I miss you guys.
I know.
Birthdays?
Yeah. We're going to do birthdays and anniversaries. And to take us there, we have our own special Joe on the bagpipes doing Hava Nagila.
But we'll have to wait a minute.
But we have to wait a minute because Tess can't bring it up at the moment. But we're going to be right there. And while we're waiting, I just want to say Jackie wrote to me because I guess in the newsletter, Janice had put in June and July birthdays. And Jackie didn't show up there. But we really celebrated her on our service last month. So happy birthday, Jackie. We didn't forget you. All righty. And here we go for this month's birthdays and anniversaries. As we do in Scotland. I just wanted to say, we wish, Debbie Lewin. Yes. Can you read that, Chelsea?
Her mic isn't working.
Oh, it's
but
not working.
I can't unmute you.
Okay, so here, Mazel Tov, Chelsea and Abe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, now you are. Wishing you
Thank you so much, Debbie. I see that. Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Oh, and Abe is
been
one lucky
great.
guy. He sure is. He sure is. And she's one lucky girl. They're a good match. They really are.
Oh, so is Debbie's husband. Very lucky to have
Yes.
her.
Fern and Ross, who are living here in the desert, are off in their, it's not a camper, it's like a luxurious whatever that they're taking all over and enjoying the cool weather. And Howard and Molly, I love you guys. We all love you. And I've neglected you of late. And I want to say I'm sorry. And I hope to see you soon. We do mean to call you.
Oh, we have to rectify that.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
We really do.
The two of them are wonderful.
Yes. And Penny Dreyfus. I know this isn't going to be a really celebratory birthday for you, but we love you and we're sending all our best wishes to you. Okay. And Jerry?
Yeah, but may I say, Penny, although he was such a good guy, and I miss him terribly. And it was difficult to do the service because I kept on thinking of him during the service and had tears in my eyes when I was conducting it. My entire family, first of all, love you guys, but we so bless you and know that we're here for you. We're so close. You're just across the street.
But how wonderful that you have the family and support that you do.
And
that's important.
That family is beautiful. They have many children. I named a couple of kids. I married, was it a granddaughter?
You married a granddaughter.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
Well, at any rate, God bless you very much.
Right. And Chelsana, are you going to do the Mishabarak, sweetheart?
Yes. If there is someone who's in need of healing, put a light around them. And if we don't mention their name, please do to yourself or out loud. This is the Misha Barach. Misha Barach Avoteinu Makor Habracha Leimoteinu.
Do you want us to help?
Are you okay, sweetheart? Can we help you?
Babe,
Huh?
Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Mikor habracha l'mitzeinu. May the source of strength.
Okay, I'll help you.
Okay. Who bless the ones
before us, help us
find
find
the courage
courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say,
Amen.
We're so sorry.
We lost our audience just now. Bring them back. But are you okay now, sweetie?
No, so read the names, sweetheart.
I'm still concerned about you, even.
She's okay.
And we're putting Chelsea.
Thanks, Daddy.
To Refuah Shlema, please. It should be a fast recovery. Debbie and Ken Biddix, gosh, they're nice, and they've been
we
through
love
such
you
a hard
guys.
time.
Yeah.
Barbara and Jeffrey Harris also going through a very, very difficult time, the two of them. Andrew Martin, whoever he is, Andrew, you know we love you. Please take care of yourself, Andrew, please. Donna and Peter Paul, you know I love you guys, and we have to see you, and I want to see you as soon as possible.
I mean, that is such a cool name, Peter Paul. Okay.
And one other who's I'm very close with, I think we all are, Bill Marks.
Mm.
Bill, I know you were here for the celebration of Chelsea, and I didn't like the way you were walking and the way you looked. Please gather yourself together. I want you to be well, my friend. Okay, we all want you to be well.
We do.
Bill Marks, whose dad, of course,
Harpo.
One of the Marx brothers, Harpo. I don't know if he's as funny as Harpo, but he plays piano better than Harpo does. But not the harp.
But he tells jokes. Harpo didn't.
Whenever we speak, he always has a joke to tell me. But also I have one to tell him. We love you, Bill Marks.
Yeah. He's not as silently funny as Harpo.
No.
But sometimes he makes funny faces. Anyway, we love all of you guys. Mi shebeirach imotenu Makor havracha leavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Heartfelt.
And
that was really
thank you.
heartfelt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God, we miss you.
I miss you, Daddy.
Okay. Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav. We thank the following for their yortzeit.
Our greatest blessing for peace. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Ava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Ava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov v'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Thank you, my
Wow.
darling. Thank you.
Yes, yes,
Peace.
yes. And how. Tess has found the book that Zoe wrote. Here it is.
Oh, look
She's
at her.
actually the book of. She's the author of 4 books,
I know
but
this.
this is the one you ordered.
Oh, okay. 4 books, and this is her recent book that Jerry ordered, and I look forward to reading. They're short stories and mystical.
They'll take the reader on a magical, mystical journey.
Oh,
The
good.
reader on a mystical journey. It's called Candle, Feather, Wooden Spoon. New Jewish stories by Rabbi Zoe Klein.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Yay, Zoe.
I love it.
We know her as Rabbi Zoe Miles, but Rabbi Zoe Klein,
Klein Miles.
who's a
Klein Miles. Yes.
and if I didn't have my own congregation, I'd be there, Zoe. I'd be there in a minute, because I only hear wonderful things about you conducting services, and knowing you, I'm sure they are beautiful. And your husband, as I said before, I think I'm in love with him. He's such a good guy.
He's wonderful.
He's been
He is. He's a great guy.
sensational.
Yes. Yeah.
We have July sponsors that we'd like to thank.
Go ahead.
Thank you to our July sponsors, Gregory Cruz, Debbie and Ken Biddix, Brett Barinholtz, and Elaine Schulman. Thank you guys so much. We have the Yevarechacha.
No, first of all, we have to thank Joey English, my cousin Joey English, who has the longest running radio show in the desert. And she does shout outs for us all the time. Love her dearly. Thank you, Joey. And before we go into the yort sites,
We're doing Yevarechacha.
Oh, we are. Okay, let's do that, because I have to talk about the holidays. We have to.
Okay, let's do the
Okay.
holidays, and you think of what you're going to say, baby.
All right.
Okay?
Yevorechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Can you hear that song? Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
May God bless you and keep you. May he shine his countenance upon you.
Is Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May he-
V'yasem lecha shalom.
May he shine his countenance upon you and grant you good health, and grant us all throughout the world, please, O Lord. And here in our country, wherever there is a trouble spot, and there are so many trouble spots, and give President Zelensky some strength. Do we know what country he's the president of?
Well, is that out to them? We all know who he's. Ukraine.
That's it. Well, I want to know here if we know.
That's
Of
a silly,
Ukraine.
bloody question.
The stories are horrendous that we hear. But God bless President Zelensky, who is the most defiant Jew I have ever heard of. And the man has given his country so much strength and purpose, and may his wishes and all our wishes come true very, very, very soon. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for your Yortzeit donations, Martin and Phyllis Gilmore, in memory of Morris Goldstein. Jeff and Barbara Harris, in memory of Victoria Harris. Ellie and Martin Padway, in memory of Robert Lishan. Felicia Ricks, in memory of Madeline Cohen.
Can I just mention the holidays before we go any further?
Please do.
Okay. We have held off sending out anything about memberships and renewals because we didn't know what we were going to do for the high holidays. I think if you received your Temple Talk, we wrote a letter to explain where we are. We financially defunct, but I'm hoping that we can put something together. We can't go back to the church because it was very expensive last year, and the donations that we received were used up because of that. We will be sending out membership forms, and I put it out there on what people wanted to do. If they wanted to have a beautiful time in the desert, either for Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur or both. And I got a few answers, and I think they make sense. We will stream Rosh Hashanah and set up a whole contingency of whomever wants to come to the desert. We will find the best rates in hotels, and we will have a great dinner before Kol Nidre. We'll do Kol Nidre services, and then we'll do the morning services, and we'll do Break the Fast after Nila. So it'd be like 2 days in the desert where we can be together and really enjoy. So hopefully, this seems the best for a few of the people, Gail Run being one. Gail, I love you. And Katie Haber and Stephen Maitland Lewis. And everybody is saying, it'd be very special for Yom Kippur. So please let us know your feelings on this. And we're going to continue further with it at this point. Okay?
Yes, we will. Excuse me. I made a mistake reading before this, the sermon I had written. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And I need new glasses. My eyes have taken a turn, not for the better, and whatever frames I have with glasses are not sufficient, so I have to go first thing Monday morning and have my eyes tested and get the proper glasses. You mentioned Stephen
Maitland
Lewis's name. I will next week. We'll talk about him at next service and promote his book also. That he has just written, because he's a good man, and we're blessed with him and our entire congregation.
And we want to mention Katie Haber's father, Dr. Henry Haber, died July 7th, 1962, and in Scotland, of all places. But we send you our love. Now, Chelsea, do you want to take us into the Mourner's Kaddish?
For those of you who are in a year of mourning or observing a Yortzeit, and you're able to, please rise and recite the Kaddish with my father.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חינותי וימליך מלכותי, וחיי חון ויומי חון וחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תעמידן בעלמא, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
May you be comforted amongst the mourners of Zion. Oh, when you're passing in 97, it's Scott Miles's mother, Renata Zach's.
Oh, yes.
That's right. Scott's mom.
Who was a character.
But so proud of you, my man. Boy, and when you married Zoe, that was it, marrying a rabbi. Even though your brother was, God bless his soul, was a rabbi, the fact that you married one just completed the whole scenario. And that was nice.
Yes. Anyway, it's time for everyone to go for their dinner, their Shabbat dinner. Light your candles, and we'll see you in a month. Hopefully talk to you sooner, though. Right, Jerry?
I hope and pray we do, yes.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
to you.
Sholdana, I love you. And Tess Cutler, I love you too. She's over here. You probably heard her a few times.
Tess, will you come on or no?
Come and say hello. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you come on up? You can even go there.
I know it. I'll have to press the thing now.
I know. That's why I was saying you could do it there.
Yeah, she is.
Hey, Tess Cutler, you got the Cutler
Yeah,
clan.
this is us.
And thank you
Hey.
for all that you've done. You're amazing. I love you.
Okay. I love you. And Shabbat
Okay.
Shalom, everybody.
Yes. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. I
And
love
regards to Avraham.
you. Yes, I'll tell
Please
him.
give him
Thank
my
you.
best.
All
I'll
right.
tell him.
We got
Shabbat
it.
shalom, and have a
Shabbat
beautiful Shabbat and week and month, and we'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah.